Let me just put on my president hat here. I don't have the president jacket, but I got a collared shirt. It's good enough. Hello, Utubians. And this is a response for our new Minister of Philosophy.
I'm here to accept a nomination from the community of Utubia.
Philo. Actually, it should be pronounced Philo.
I don't know what any of that
for
means.
philosophy. That's Philo.
Maybe,
and he has his main channel, Bat Tim.
Exactly what all that means.
As I take it, his name is Tim.
Utubia, U-T-U-B-I-A.
Now,
a small community here within Utubia.
You are accepting the nomination, and
that deals with its own community issues.
I don't want to say it's exactly reluctance, but it's
YouTube community. It's also
first of all, I appreciate that you've done that. And I also realize that you don't claim to actually be a philosopher. You're being philosophical.
At the same time, I must say that I'm embarrassed by the
yet you're more into the behaviorology side of the humanities. Well, you know, that's close enough. They're connected. And our last previous Minister of Philosophy, quite a mystical guy. He's one of the founders of Utubia, Sonic Alchemy. He seems to have taken a leave, an extended leave. But in any case, let me say what Utubia is. Maybe I can tell you in 2 sentences. We already know that YouTube is comprised of a wealth of individual video producers and thinkers and people that want attention. They're expressing something. I'm not going to judge what it is. It's just the freedom of speech. Now, what if all of those individuals were to somehow organize together into one group? And that's their choice, because many of the YouTubers may not find out about it, and they also may find out but decide not to take part because they just want to be individuals. But let's just say that the group starts to form because people wanted more than just being individual vloggers. They wanted community with more of a structure, with more of a program involved, that people were materializing, just coming from an impression that there is of the community, like an impression of what's going on, what the major interests are. So the community group is actually supposed to represent that and facilitate that need of coming together, of doing something collaboratively. Collaboration is a big theme that we're working on. Now, you may look around and people may doubt this whole concept and say, well, I don't see that going on. But you see, these things take time, and once you start to form the group and it starts to just expand and it starts to mature, then before long it starts to produce results. So right now we just finished our first year. It is continuing. People probably thought it would go away. People probably thought it was a joke, the whole election, the whole talk about it, and what are they really doing? Well, it's still here, and this is the beginning of the second year, and we have a few thousand people that are involved, interested. We have it's probably about 1,000 people that are more serious, who have become committed to the idea. And then we have about maybe 300 to 400 much more active members. And I might remind you that these 300 to 400 people didn't exist in the beginning. Only I existed with about less than 100 founding members. So this is really a longer answer than I thought I would have to give, but I think it clarifies a few things for you and for everybody else. Now, more specifically about the offices and why do we give people titles for these subjects, and yours is philosophy. And by the way, you can always change it. You know, it's up to you. But people drop out, people come back. It all depends. And actually, there may be a subject or a theme that you prefer. So you know, we'll see what happens. But the idea for creating these offices is so that this is a person who might be able to represent what that is for the community, and that other members can check it out and say, okay, yeah, that's, you know, fulfills my need for seeking out philosophy, or, you know, we have a ministry of hope, we have a ministry of peace, we have a ministry of empirical sciences, you know, so all kinds of areas. And a broader idea, or a future idea, is to collect the videos together under that subject matter, and that would be kind of the duty or the task of the minister or the officer. Hold on a second, I gotta get the phone. Okay, I'll call you later. Where was I? I hope I don't talk too much here. I don't know, any further questions? I mean, I'm always open. I'm always here. You know, as the president, I've made myself available. I'm fairly transparent in what I do. You can look. There's a lot of videos. I mean, in a way, I'm like being repetitious because there are probably 10 other videos that I've done which have the same information. But I really don't mind doing it for somebody of your standing in the community, and somebody who has accepted their office that they've been nominated for. And I'm in a video response phase for the rest of the winter. As we get into the spring, I will do as many as I can. Yeah, I got a lot on my mind. You know, the rest of your video is, let's hear it.
Tinker talks quite a bit about moral development and how possibly it could be something that was selected.
Deep, but I'll say this in closing, that you made another point about why you made your Bat Philo channel, because you said that people were not asking the right questions. They were asking questions, you know, about life issues, but it wasn't the right questions. So I think that that's a very valid approach. That's a valid idea for a channel. You know, some people may say, "Oh, it's arrogant," but listen, I'm no stranger to arrogance. You know, I try not to look at anybody else as being arrogant, because the thing is, when you come up with some kind of a virtuous motivation and you do it, it's just human nature for the outsider to look at it and say, you know, whatever. I'm going to go into your videos as time permits, and yeah, I really dig that idea. And I would say I'm doing kind of the same thing with some of my videos and some of my channels. But let's see. You know, I'm looking forward to your continued support. I know that you're very individualistic. That's fine. Totally fine. And that's what we want. The community is not a place to lose your individuality. It's just a place to meet other true individuals and possibly end up collaborating. Okay, this has been long enough. I don't know, it's adrenaline or something that's going on, but we just had an eclipse. Maybe that's why my mind is just